good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As you know, the Cowboys just beat the Carolina Panthers, and I feel like I gotta give my take on the matter. Shouts out to the Cowboys, even though it does affect our draft stock, I gotta, give props when props is due, when we can build, when we can team build, and etc. But listen, let's start with the good. Man, I feel like we're gonna lose a lot of guys this offseason, and it's just due to the fact that guys are gonna work their way into a higher and higher paycheck, man, and well deserved, And I'm glad for them because I just want, the Cowboys front office to continue to eat these words of this terrible philosophy that they keep to preach on the Our Guys philosophy, and betting on their guys, but when their guys get good enough, they don't want to pay them, and that, bull. But a couple of players I want to shout out: Chauncey Golston, Osa Odigizua. Osa just had a hell of a payday. I mean, he's gonna get a hell of a payday. He had a hell of a game. He's balling outside his mind. The main concern with him was him like being able to ball the full season. And man, I tell y'all, always bet on a player doing his contract year, because you're going to start seeing things that you have never seen before. And that's with any sport. Any sport that in that contract year, he's going to give the best he's got because he's trying to get paid. And shout out to Osa Odigizua. He's going to get that family paid. Jordan Lewis, I really hope we can keep these guys on the roster. But I'm just so happy to see them, go out there and fight, and regardless of the situation, and just be a team contributor, play sound football, and etc. And then Micah, man, I'm very much so happy to Micah, but Steven want to talk about how they can't manage the cap all he want, but I'm just so glad that Micah is running up that tab, because Steven is going to have to pay him. He's going to have to pay him this offseason, and I love it. I love every sack, every strip sack, every fumble, forced fumble. Shout out to the young guys. Shout out to Louisville, playing in the back end. Or playing in the linebacker. We lost Overshawn last week, but he came in. He did some things. I see you kneeling. I'm seeing the productive reps. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. As long as you can come out the game healthy and you're still balling. Just shout out to Mike Zimmer in general. Mike Zimmer has this defense balling, and I already told y'all, like, he's building a nightmare defense if you didn't watch the video. And I'm open to bringing Zimmer back. I am, as the coordinator, though, as the coordinator. But let's get to the other side. Shout out to CeeDee, man. CeeDee, with the shoulder injury, with all the injuries he got, he's still continuing to go out there and ball. Still going out there and ball. And I think he's trying to get that 1K, that 1200. I don't care. He's not stat padding. He's just going out there. And the fact is, he's hurting, he's battling, and he's still just going out there to win. Finally, when we don't have him running curls, turning around, running down the field and turning around, he can be productive when he's running down the field and actually creating matchups. Shout out to your O-line. Shout out to your O-line. I saw some more injuries happen, but guess what? They didn't lose the cohesion. They didn't lose the chemistry. They didn't lose the togetherness. They didn't lose it at all. They kept the grit. They kept they just kept it all, the toughness. And you know what? Plug and play. I've been seeing it down there. Shout out to Baz, Hoffman, Steele. And man, Hoffman gonna get his own video. Shout out to Steele, and even shout out to the rookie coming in. Shout out to Chuma Adoga. Hope he's still okay. I know he left out, came back in, but yeah. But and big shout out to Rico Dowdle, man. What a game. He had over 140 yards. And shout out to Rico. I hope we can bring you back. I want to bring you back, and guess what? I still want to draft somebody, but I feel like you aren't in the plans, in my opinion. And I always believe in you. People question you, even during your contract year. People question your health. I'm like, hey, Rico understands that if he gets hurt again, his football career may be over, because I don't know another team that would have taken a chance if they didn't see this year happen, or see this stretch happen, and actually just seen his previous injury history and would have paid him off of that. So he's locked in, he's engaged, even with all the BS and politics that went around, he's still getting his lunch pail and he's going to work and he's doing it. Yeah, but that goes in to my rant I want to get to, because his offense is really pissing me off. I'm not pissed off schematically. I'm pissed off because Mike McCarthy pisses me off, man. He pisses me off, and I know there's talks of bringing him back, but I just want you to know right now, like, this game and the success we have in this game is like probably reason numero uno why I don't want to bring him back. The fact it took this long, and I do mean this long, for him to open up this playbook, and I actually saw him vary up the formation, vary up the run scheme, vary up the targets. I saw more of an effort, and not that BS run down the field, run 5 yards, run 3 yards, and turn around, that curl BS. And I saw more variety in the run game. I saw an emphasis to get CeeDee the ball throughout the game. That pissed me off. I mean, I was happy for the players, but from a Mike McCarthy standpoint, that pissed me off. And the fact that he leaned in on the run game this week pissed me off. It really did, because last week versus Cincinnati game, which everyone talked about, and I criticized him too, the fact that he abandoned the run game. Y'all, I think Rico Dowdle could have been 1,000-yard back by now. That's how pissed off I am about Mike McCarthy. And I'm sorry. I'm going to be mad because we're in the latter parts of the season, and I'm not finna give you credits of stuff you're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to give you credits or give you a pat on the back when you finally figure out that 2 + 2 does equal 4, you know? And the funny thing is, you know, Jerry, Steven, and all of them, they talked about guys like me, guys like, you know, all of our content creators that be behind the microphone and the camera, and they called us, coaches from the couch, and how we don't know what we were talking about. But it's funny how everything that we said that they were supposed to do, that they should have been doing, they're doing it now, and it's working. And some folks may come in the comment section like, oh, it's versus Carolina. Man, BS, man. BS. Because even versus like a bad Bengals defense, like even versus the Panthers today, like even though we had success, we still look like the offense is running on hard mode. Like it was still too difficult than what it's supposed to be. So yeah, we finally want to, like, I know we've been moving CeeDee around. Now you want to run bunch concepts and bunch, formations. You were doing it last year, but all of a sudden you changed it this year. I'm confused about it. I don't know, man. Like, if he comes back, I'm sorry. Like, I will be out on this team if he's once again the play caller for the Dallas Cowboys, because he hasn't shown me any growth. I didn't trust him. Like, I'm gonna keep saying, I didn't trust him to make the necessary adjustments because I've never seen it from him before. And now we're having success now. Shout out to the players, they're running up their bag. But from a schematic and coaching standpoint, you should have been did this, man. That's been my time, Cowboys fan. And remember, we do this for the first blame and the last congratulated. Peace.